now they take on one of the WNBA powerhouses. The Las Vegas Aces and their reigning MVP are in downtown Phoenix, and it's right here on CBS Sports Network. Hi everyone, Tom Leander along with the Hall of Famer Ann Myers-Drysdale. A future Hall of Famer, Diana Taurasi, is now out the next 4 weeks for Phoenix. A fractured sternum, and that's a huge blow for Phoenix.
And happened in the first game against Connecticut in the third quarter, and she continued to play and then played 2 more games after that. So, she is this one person for this Phoenix Mercury team in their 17th season, and she just has an edge. She is the warrior. She's an MVP, 3-time champion, 4-time Olympian, 6 points away from getting 9,000, and she just does everything for this team. Not just, her numbers are down a little bit this year, but certainly she is the one player that brings this team together. And we talk about the Phoenix organization and Chris Paul and how he's brought the team together for the Suns. That's exactly what Diana Taurasi does for the Mercury.
And needing just 6 more points for 9,000, and then she goes on the shelf for 4 weeks. Let's take a look at the starters here from downtown Phoenix. I mentioned the reigning MVP, that's Asia Wilson for the Las Vegas Stars. Liz Cambage is back this season after sitting out last year. Raquana Williams, Chelsea Gray coming over as a free agent, and Jackie Young rounding out the starting 5 for head coach Bill Laimbeer. For Phoenix, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Kia Nurse, Bree Turner, Brittany Griner, and the first WNBA start for Megan Walker, Annie, who came over in a deal with New York along with Kia Nurse. So Megan Walker actually takes that starting spot that was previously held by Diana Taurasi.
Well, last year as a rookie, she did play 21 games and had 18 starts for New York, but she had to go through the COVID process, the health and safety issues, so she never really got going. And so this will be her first opportunity. I mean, she was such a superstar at UConn for the Huskies in her junior years, averaged over 19 points a game, and decided to declare early for the draft.
So we are up and away here from downtown Phoenix. Tom Leander, Ann Myers-Drysdale, Phoenix Mercury, and Las Vegas Aces. Both teams coming in with a 2-2 record. And it was a very poor performance by Phoenix in their home opener. It starts with a miss with Brittany Griner here tonight, and she had an off evening. That season opener, the loss to Connecticut, and head coach Sandy Brondello calling it embarrassing as they were out-rebounded 48-24, doubled up by the Sun on the boards.
And Griner is shooting her worst season as far as 43%, and there's Walker with a nice baseline jumper. And so even on that first shot with Griner, Sandy Brondello said before the game, we've got to get the ball inside and establish Brittany Griner early.
Asia Wilson looking lean and mean. The reigning MVP drills it, and we're tied at 2.
And that's a great matchup right there. And Turner, who's worked so hard on defense and has to go against the MVP of last year, who is so physical too.
Skylar drops it in. Touch pass, Bree Turner looking for Griner. They want to establish Griner early in this game. She just was not a factor against Connecticut. Inside it goes to Cambage, bucket and 1.
Well, Griner is a little upset as far as no fouls being called. The first possession she had, she turned right into the defense and felt she was hit on the arm. And then this next one, Turner does a nice job as far as passing the ball, but Griner didn't get there. And then did not get back down the floor where it left Cambage, really at her size, 6'8", all alone down inside.
Cambage knocks down the free throw, averaging 14 points, 7.5 rebounds so far this season, along with the 2.5 blocks. This Vegas team comes in number 1 in field goal percentage early in the season, number 1 in blocks, 7 per game, number 2 defensively in points allowed, and number 3 in scoring. All levels, offensively and defensively. They are going to be a force and want to reach the WNBA Finals once again. They reached it last year and were swept in 3 games by Seattle. Intercepted by Skylar. She has Kia Nurse to her left, takes it herself, unable to finish, and Phoenix will still have it.
Well, Diggins-Smith, who is left-handed, came down on the right side and really didn't have an angle to use the backboard correctly for it to go in, and Bebe Williams, Raquana Williams, getting back on defense.
Baseline jumper, drill by Griner. Phoenix needed that early.
Yeah,
to get some juice from her.
We said she's shooting 43% from the floor, but just to get herself going to knock that shot down is big.
Jackie Young had her then career high 20 points against Phoenix last season, and then came up with 21 against Seattle a week ago.
Well, Cambage and Gray are 1 and 2 in field goal percentage, both shooting over 61%.
Jackie Young with the hoop. 7-4 Vegas on top, 7.5 minutes ago here in the first quarter. Skylar directing the offense. Megan Walker making her first start, using the screen by Griner. Pull up Jay, left elbow, rebounded Griner, and the cleanup fouled inside by Jackie Young. Chance at a three-point play for Brittany.
Now, we haven't seen that at all, Tom, as far as Walker reestablishing herself off that screen by Griner. And when she came back on the second time for the shot on the left side, Griner went to the boards, which we haven't seen a lot on the offensive end because she hasn't been in a position, but she was wide open to get that offensive glass.
So to the line goes Brittany Griner. Diana Taurasi, we spoke about her fractured sternum. She's actually on the bench tonight for Phoenix. She is out along with Bria Hartley, who had knee surgery last season. They're hoping to have her back before the Olympics, maybe get a couple of games in before the long break. Tied up at 7.
Yeah, so many injuries this year to players. Angel McCautry with the Aces is out all season long with an ACL.
And they're without Kelsey Plum, who left the team to train for the 3-on-3 USA team. Hung up in the air, turnover committed by Skylar Diggins-Smith.
Yeah, and Skylar's got to make that decision and look to score. I mean, she was wide open, and the defense really dropped off her. She's got to take advantage of going ahead and putting that ball up.
Mercury, 2 wins on the season, wins over Minnesota and Washington on the road to start the season. And then their 2 losses coming to the Connecticut Sun, who started their season undefeated.
And that's where, right now, the Mercury getting hurt as far as blocking out and giving the Aces opportunities, second and third chances to score.
3-point hit for Raquana Williams, a 2015 All-Star, 2013 6th Woman of the Year, and she can still stick those outside shots. She is a machine from behind the line.
Now, she was drafted by Tulsa and then got traded 2016 to LA, but could not play because of an injury, and that was the year that the Sparks won the championship. And she had the highest scoring game of 51 points, and Cambage broke that with 53.
Vegas starts 2 of 2 deep, and now an unforced turnover thrown away by Jackie Young, who jumps in the air in frustration. The Mercury starting 3 of 3 from the field, and yet trailing by 3. There's head coach Sandy Brondello, who just named her 12 players for the Australian national team. One of them is a player on her squad right now, Alana Smith, along with Liz Cambage, obviously, is going to make that team as well.
Well, she's been amazing, honestly, the last 2 Olympics, and doing double duty as far as being a coach in the WNBA and then also coaching the Opals.
How about triple duty and being a mom? And a wife. There's 4. Well, yeah. We keep adding on to her resume. I don't know how she does it all. Pretty amazing. Bill Laimbeer, head coach of Las Vegas.
We all just do it.
Exactly. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's Laimbeer, 4th season now with the Aces. And he built some WNBA powerhouses in Detroit and also in New York, where he led them into the playoffs. Cambage powering in on Griner, draws the contact and the foul on Brittany Griner. Laimbeer, 3 titles in Detroit with the Shock, and then built that contender in New York with the Liberty. They reached the finals last year with the Aces. So all 3 teams, Detroit, New York, and now Vegas, just tremendous success by the former center of the Detroit Pistons and the Bad Boys.
Yeah, Detroit came into the league in 1998. And as you said, he won those 3 championships. Ruth Riley, Katie Smith, Deanna Nolan were some of the players. And then they moved to Tulsa. And from Tulsa, they went to Dallas.
Are you with me on the Bill Laimbeer temperament question? I didn't know if he would have the correct temperament to be a head coach in the WNBA, but he's been fantastic. I've seen some of his practices and shoot-arounds, and he relates very well with all the players. From the outside, drilling it is Kia Nurse.
Yeah, big shot for Kia Nurse to knock that down and get her game going. She's really kind of struggled in the first 4 games, but, you know, getting back to Laimbeer, they love him in this league. And actually, when he was in Detroit, Michael Cooper was with the LA Sparks. And it created such a buzz and such great excitement, honestly, because of the Bad Boys against, you know, the Hollywood.
Sure, now you have Derek Fisher.
Run and gun. And those two teams and those two coaches were excellent both for their teams. And the players love Bill Laimbeer. He really breaks things down.
Nurse had it stripped by Raquana Williams, wearing that mask. Coming away with the ball, firing up a three. Comes up short, but it goes through the hands of Griner. So an extra opportunity, and cashing in is Asia Wilson.
Now, right now for the Mercury, you got to show some effort, especially on the defensive end. And this is a team right now, the Aces, they're being aggressive and going and attacking those long rebounds off their shots.
You have to move your feet. You can't just reach out for a rebound. There were two Mercury players there. Baseline, misfire, and back comes Vegas. That was Kia Vaughn, who's checked in already for Phoenix, seeing her first minutes.
Yeah, she's over in Turkey playing and had to come back and go through the COVID protocol.
They just activated Kia, who went through the shoot-around after those protocols in the quarantine.
So you wonder what the conditioning is like.
And Sandy Brondello is going to wonder the same thing. Said it's just going to be kind of a minute-by-minute situation. Inside hoop for Brittany Griner. 1 point lead for Vegas.
That's a great play right there, Tom, and just to penetrate like that, and the defense is going to follow the dribbler, and Griner going to the basket. It'd be nice if she can keep that ball high in one motion and put it in the basket.
Kia Vaughn, hand in the face on Asia, who still scoops it home. And that's the luxury now for Sandy Brondello when you face a team with Asia Wilson and Liz Cambage to have both Griner and Kia Vaughn. There's Vaughn, top of the key, lines it up, can't knock it down. Bounces into the hands of Skylar Diggins-Smith, who tracked it down. Couldn't put it in, and she is vehemently asking for a whistle. Won't get it. Vegas the other way. Rebound Griner. Up and down. Vegas had the #1 pace in the WNBA last year. Mentioned right now, 3rd in league in scoring. They are happy to run up and down the floor with Phoenix. Megan Walker. Bounce pass to Griner, and it drops. So a good start for Brittany Griner in this one. And pulling her team to within 1. Post position, fadeaway off the side of the backboard for Asia Wilson. Here comes Kia Nurse. Lost it on the way up. Down she goes the other way, and a wide open Asia Wilson. Sandy Brondello is going to call a timeout. Vegas on top, 17-14 with 2:20 to go here in the first. 3-point Vegas lead here in the first quarter. Time for Annie's keys to the game for both teams. What do you have for Vegas?
Well, Vegas, they've got to dominate the boards. They've got such good bigs inside, and their guards are good rebounders too. Dominating the boards, they can get off and get their fast break going. And then who steps up for the Phoenix Mercury with Diana Taurasi out? Who's going to be that big-time player and want the ball, demand it, and be aggressive in attack?
Well, early it is Brittany Griner. 4 of 5 from the field, has 9 points. Asia Wilson leading Las Vegas with 8. Skylar drops it down. Kia Vaughn burrows inside, slapped away.
Now this is an Aces team. They are #1 in block shots. They average 9 blocks a game.
That block from Jisoo Park, who's now roaming the weak side block. Jackie Young picked up there by Sophie Cunningham. Chelsea Gray has been quiet so far. Drop step, misses everything.
That was
Should have been a travel, no call. Well, she tried the finger roll. It didn't hit the rim and grabbed her own rebound. Skylar drives to her right, into the heart of the defense. There's the contact, and that's the whistle that she was asking for about 3 minutes ago.
I think every time she's put the ball up, she's thrown her arms up in the air for demanding a foul.
You don't have to wonder sometimes how Skylar is feeling. She'll let you know. What a tremendous job she has done with the Phoenix Suns broadcast team. Joining the pregame and also the game broadcast. I mean, there's a ton of broadcasting talent on this Phoenix Mercury team. Diana Taurasi is going to be a star someday. Sophie Cunningham has done some work for the SEC, and Kia Nurse for the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, Kia Nurse talked about, well, I really wasn't as good in shape as I thought I could be because I was broadcasting up in Toronto.
Well, if she talks enough, I mean, her wind should be okay.
Yeah, they're all excellent.
Just lots of terrific personalities, not only on the Mercury, but throughout the WNBA. It's great to see them, too, cross over into the NBA. Crossing over on the dribble, bucket and one for Jackie Young. Fouled there by Sophie Cunningham. Jackie Young averaging 13.5 points per game. Had the 21 points in the win over Seattle a week ago. That was a career high and playing with a ton of confidence.
Yeah, Jackie Young in her third year. She was the #1 pick in 2019. A lot of people were surprised, but, you know, Notre Dame won the national title. Muffet McGraw, and they had, you know, the only other Notre Dame player that was a #1 pick in the league, Jewel Lloyd, who left early.
And her teammate on that championship team, Bree Turner, who's on the floor now for Phoenix. Petty, that pass was kicked, I believe, by Jisoo Park.
And you talked about Bill Laimbeer, and Jackie Young is a perfect example as far as what he's done to help her game. And she played a lot of the 1 and the 2 when she was at Notre Dame, and Muffet McGraw had her at the point a little bit. But last year, her rookie year, Bill Laimbeer had her at the 1. Made her play the 1 a lot, and she was not used to it, but it just challenged her and made her better, and she didn't start a game last year. And that was without Cambage, and her confidence and her ability to really do a lot of things on the floor has helped a lot.
Sweet move through the lane by Bree Turner. That was a majestic move and cuts the lead to 2. Tapped out of bounds. A very active Kia Vaughn on defense there, denying Jisoo Park. 6'5" player out of South Korea who sat out last season. So both Park and Cambage, 2 of their bigs, did not play last year, and still behind Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, and others. They made it all the way to the WNBA Finals. De'Erica Hamby scrapping down low, trying to get position on the feisty Sophie Cunningham, who draws the offensive foul.
Yeah, Hamby, a 2-time 6th player of the year. And she's another player. There's 6 players on this Aces team that average double figures.
Well, she has sneaky size, too. When you look at her on the floor, I mean, 6'3", but boy, she can really move. Baseline jumper, there's Kia Vaughn. Jim Pittman, the general manager of the Mercury, was talking about Kia Vaughn, saying it is not an overstatement to say that she actually rescued the Mercury last season. When Brittany Griner left the bubble, Kia Vaughn stepped up, and there she is with the rebound and helped guide them into the playoffs.
Yeah, just such a veteran on this team, and been in this league a long time, and coming off of being in Turkey and in the championship game. I mean, she sets great picks, knows how to rebound, very aggressive on the defensive end.
Skyler feeds Kia Vaughn, looping pass. Oh, 8 in the quarter, and that's going to do it. 20, Asia Wilson 8 for Las Vegas. Brittany Griner leading the way for Phoenix with 9. Start of the second quarter, tied up at 20. Mercury and Aces here from downtown Phoenix. Tom Leander and Hall of Famer Ann Myers-Drysdale. Jackie Young teeing up another 3, rebounded by Griner. So a much better job early by the Mercury in this game on the boards, out rebounding Las Vegas 11-8 after they were overwhelmed by Connecticut in that embarrassing loss in their season opener. Shea Petty. Griner on a swivel, defended by Cambage. Drop step, right-handed hook. Too strong and cleared by Cambage. Here comes Destiny Slocum, the rookie out of Arkansas, who does not play like a rookie. Surrounded by so much talent, so many veterans. She looked very good in their last game against Connecticut. Hesitation move, and there's Jackie Young with another bucket. Second hoop for Young. She has 5 points and a couple of rebounds. Vegas shooting 43% early. Phoenix at 42%, and a reach-in on Erica Camby. De'Erica picks up her second foul, and Sophie Cunningham has basically baited her into both of those fouls.
Well, one of the things that Sophie Cunningham has talked about, I know what my role is. I need to bring energy, and I'm going to come in there and play hard every time.
Hitting the floor is Kia Nurse, and she draws the whistle and earns a ticket to the line. Kia's averaging 9 points early in the season, 3 rebounds, has struggled from three-point range so far, Andy, 6 of 19. And with Diana Taurasi, this is going to be one of the players who has a heavier burden moving forward over the next 4 weeks at least.
Well, and for her, it's not a burden, because last year in New York, they lost Sabrina Ionescu, and there was so many, talk about Sabrina carrying the team and so forth as a rookie. And Kia Nurse was the one that really stepped up. They only had 2 wins last year, the Liberty did. But Kia Nurse really, I thought, grew because of that. And as far as pressure, I don't think she has pressure because her family, I mean, you know, they played ice hockey. Her brother's in the NHL, and her mom and dad have played. So, I mean, she just understands sports and the pressures of it. And you only put pressure upon yourself. But, I mean, she loves the competition. That's just it.
Slocum is not feeling any pressure as a rookie as she pumps in the three-pointer. Shea Petty, the perfect backup point guard, according to her general manager, Jim Pittman. Brings all those essential elements. Offensive rebound, Griner trying to duck in on Cambage, finds an open. Sophie Cunningham misses everything and then goes out of bounds off of Slocum. So Phoenix will have it with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Both teams coming off losses to Connecticut. The Aces losing at home Sunday, 72-65, and had only 1 offensive rebound that entire game. Connecticut had 12. Petty for 3. Tapped out by Bree Turner, but picked up by Cambage. Hamby back to Cambage, pull up 12-footer, baseline, nails it.
Well, give credit to Cambage, not only running down that loose ball, but then following the pass and just attacking the basket. She's ready for the Olympics, looking to make her 3rd Olympic team.
Yeah, that's one of those situations Sandy Brondello was like, oh boy, that's going to look awfully good for the Australian national team, but not tonight. 5-point lead, the biggest for the Aces. Floater on the baseline by Petty, jerked away by De'Erica Hamby, a fantastic rebounder, averaging more than 7 per game so far this season. Griner picks off her 6th rebound. Double high post, horns action with Bree Turner and Griner, who rolls and now has position on Cambage. Turns to the baseline, squares away and nails it.
Well, these are the 2 tallest players, biggest players in this league with Griner and Cambage. And Griner, Sylvia Fowler is only 6'6". These guys are 6'9", 6'8". And you've just got to go right at each other.
Griner now double figures with 11, not close for Nurse. Phoenix 1 of 6 from far away. Vegas 2 of 7 from deep. Asia Wilson and Bree Turner, who made the all WNBA defensive squad, and does an excellent job there. Bree Turner, one of the top defenders, one of the top rebounders in the league, has really blossomed in this going into her 3rd year. Mentioned she went to Notre Dame, won a title there with Jackie Young. And there's Bree Turner, breaks free but blows the layup.
Yeah, she just looked like she got on the wrong side of the basket.
Griner shadowing De'Erica Hamby, who draws the contact, helped up by Griner, and will make her way to the stripe.
De'Erica Hamby the line, shooting 2.
Good ball rotation by the Mercury, and it was a one-on-one situation for Griner against Cambage. And I like when she makes those quick decisions rather than having to think about it.
And especially when you know there's possibly going to be a double team coming your way, and when she turns baseline, there is going to be no help coming from that direction. Chelsea Gray checks back in, very quiet, only 1 of 5 in the first quarter, but did have 5 assists. And that's what she's averaging per game, so she already reached that in the first quarter. All WNBA first team 2019, second team in 2017, and what a pickup by Las Vegas as a free agent in the offseason. They leave Skylar, and the sky ball hits rock bottom.
Skylar Diggins getting her outside game going. She works so hard.
That high arching three-pointer, Cambage powers in on Griner. Battle of the Titans here in the first half. And it always is between those 2 players.
And BG's already got 2 fouls, avoiding to pick up that 3rd.
Good look for Kia Vaughn. And Raquano Williams scoops up the rebound.
And one of the things Sandy Brondello talks about is that we've got to get back on defense because, again, this is a Vegas team that can rebound and they like to run. So transition defense is very important. And Brittany Griner holding her side.
Cambage turn and must have caught Griner in the chest.
And Nurse goes down too, and nothing's called.
Wow, Brittany Griner now is down on the floor, right along the sidelines. Phoenix playing 4 on 5.
They got to call a timeout.
And now they'll try to get it up.
Well, the players have just seen it.
Yeah, Skylar looking over, I think, wondering if Brittany's going to be able to bounce up and not have to utilize a timeout, but you've got to stop play.
Well, and Diggins, Smith didn't know, and I thought she was going to get called for an 8-second count.
Boy, with the fractured...
But none of the players saw it.
Boy, and you fractured sternum for Diana Taurasi, and now it's Brittany Griner grabbing the middle of her chest, and looks like she's having some trouble breathing. So we're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back in a 3-point game, and Griner down on the floor. Chelsea Gray with the bucket off the steal. It's now a 5-point lead for Las Vegas. Second hoop for Chelsea to go with those 5 assists. Brittany Griner, after taking a shot to the chest, is on the Mercury bench. So they had to take her out of the game as the leading scorer, 11 points in this game and 6 rebounds for Brittany, having a very strong start. Pull up Jay, contact and a trip to the line for Jackie Young.
Right now the Aces are doing a good job defensively, keeping the Mercury out beyond the 3-point line. And Walker trying to get inside, gets to the free throw line and loses her balance. And sometimes you're better off just getting called for a travel, just holding the ball rather than giving a live turnover and an easy basket to your opponent.
So here's what happened with Brittany Griner. And she took that shot to the chest before Cambage even turned. Couldn't tell if it was the shoulder or maybe a high elbow, but now Brittany Griner has returned for Phoenix. Great sign. Mentioned her numbers and playing some very strong basketball after struggling over the past few games, especially against Connecticut, where she was only 3 of 11 from the field, 6 points, 5 rebounds in that loss, but she did collect 4 blocks. Kia Vaughn left all alone, 15-footer, and that is money. Set up beautifully by Skylar Diggins-Smith.
That's where the Mercury have to start getting their shots. Take the mid-range shot. 3-point shot is not falling for them. They're 2 of 7, both teams are, but it's not something that they're an advantage at right now, and so get an open look.
Inside position. Vaughn had it momentarily, but then away with it came Asia Wilson, and then on the fade, sticks it.
But Chelsea Gray was the one that had that happen because she took the shot. She knew she was going to miss it. She followed and tipped it over to Asia Wilson.
As I said, Vaughn appeared to have that inside position. That curveball jump shot drops for Brittany Griner. 13 now for Brittany on 6 of 8 shooting.
Now for the Mercury, that shot is going. So all they got to do right now is get a few stops, get right back into this game.
Chelsea Gray setting up Jackie Young. Driving in, contact, and they'll give it to her. Chance at a 3-point play for Gray.
Now how smart is Jackie Young, just dipping her shoulder a little bit to create that contact.
You're right, excuse me. Jackie Young, not Chelsea Gray. And Jackie Young, right now for Vegas, working on her 9 points, can reach double figures.
And the ball's kicked out, and a little crossover dribble right there, and body contact, and Kia Vaughn trying to just stand straight up.
Young now with 10, matches Asia Wilson for team high honors. Asia with 10 and Cambage with 8. Once again, Phoenix without Diana Taurasi, the fractured sternum, out at least 4 weeks. Kia Nurse hesitated but finds Griner in the paint and shoots over Wilson.
Yeah, a tough pass, and they complete it, and Griner does a nice job getting deep near the basket.
15 now for Griner. Bounces off and rebounded by Kia Nurse. The face of women's basketball in Canada. Kia kills the dribble, now takes it back from Kia Vaughn. Kia Vaughn was joking around before the game at the media session going, yeah, we're going to have to do something. We've got a couple of Kias on this team now. Absolutely, 3-point hit for Megan Walker. Phoenix needed that, now pulling to within 3. Gray into the teeth of the defense and finishes. Tough shot by Chelsea Gray.
As you said, she's a free agent, and a lot of people were surprised that she left LA. She's got family there, and Candace Parker and Chelsea Gray desert the LA Sparks. And Parker goes home to Chicago, and Gray comes up to Vegas.
Power move along the baseline by Nurse. Yeah, that was shocking. Chelsea and Candace Parker both leaving Los Angeles. Chelsea, last 5 years with the Sparks, won the title in 2016. Dandy behind the back pass by Chelsea Gray, setting up Asia Wilson. That was a spectacular pass by Gray, who collects her 6th assist. Skylar, a three-point attempt, rebounded by Cambage. Minute 15 to go until halftime. Young kills the dribble. Asia Wilson, just a special player, fouled there on the release by Kia Nurse. We'll take a timeout. A minute 9 to go until halftime. When we come back, couple free throws coming for the reigning MVP, Asia Wilson. Here in the second quarter, both teams eyeing their 3rd win of the season. Next up for the Mercury, they are at Dallas on Saturday, and that for Skylar Diggins-Smith will be the first time back to Dallas after joining the Phoenix Mercury. Asia Wilson, 12 points so far with 3 rebounds and an assist.
You know, and when you say that, it's so hard to remember this. Oh yeah, they were in the bubble. No, they didn't go anywhere.
Exactly.
So now they're going to the cities that will be for the first time in over a year.
Including Phoenix. I mean, that home opener for Skylar and many of the players in their home opener in their arena was the first time they'd played in front of their fans.
And even for Kia Vaughn tonight.
Yeah, she joined the team last season, signed as a free agent to come back, rejoin this team, and just such a big part of the culture that Sandy Brondello and Jim Pittman are building. And a ton of new faces on this Vegas team that made it all the way to the WNBA Finals. Only 4 active players on their roster right now. Played with them last year as Skylar is hit on the release. She's got a couple free throws coming, but 4 active players, and then 5 with Kelsey Plum, who we mentioned is away from the team, training for the USA 3-on-3 team.
And she missed all of last year with an Achilles.
And the Aces with 2 wins. One over Seattle by 16 in Seattle. Also a victory over LA, and losses to Connecticut and Seattle as well. It's got a bizarre schedule coming up for the Phoenix Mercury too. They're at Dallas Saturday, at Chicago Tuesday. Next 5 games against the Wings and the Sky. 3 times against the Wings, twice against the Sky over the next 5 games.
All the teams are set up like that. If you look at the schedules, they've got back-to-backs and
back-to-back-to-backs. Pull-up jumper, straight but strong for Asia. Cambage sent away by Brittany Griner.
Yeah, big block right there. Cambage did a nice job on the rebound, and nice penetration on the drive by Walker.
Racing out, Megan Walker. First fast break points for Phoenix here in the half. Vegas has 7. And their lead is 3. Final 20 seconds here of the half. Gray, another behind the back feed. Asia pulls up, 2 defenders there. Off back iron, and Phoenix can take the final shot of the first half. Skylar, kick it over to Vaughn. Long 2, got it. Pumping in the 2, Kia Vaughn with 3 seconds to go in the half. 1-point game, and Vegas will not get a shot off. Excellent first half for Phoenix, led by Brittany Griner's 15 points. Kia Vaughn off the bench with 6, and 3 players with 7. Diggins-Smith, Nurse, and Megan Walker leading the way for Vegas. Asia Wilson with 14. Jackie Young has 10. Coming up at halftime, Skylar Diggins-Smith breaks down Chris Paul's mastery of the pick and roll. One-point game, start of the second half. Annie keys for both teams.
Well, for the Mercury, they've got to continue to attack. They've got to get inside and get easy looks at the basket and get the ball to Griner. And then for the Aces, they've got to get to the free throw line. I mean, Asia Wilson's one of the top free throw shooters. She gets the line last year 7-9 times a game, and she's only been there twice.
Asia Wilson spins, blocked there by Bree Turner. A Bree-jection for Phoenix. There's that defense that she brings on a nightly basis. Batted around on the floor is Cambage. Tug of war with Megan Walker. You mentioned too in the first half, 7 turnovers for Phoenix. So that's a plus 10 points off of turnovers for Vegas. And everything else pretty much even in terms of stats. Phoenix did shoot 47% from the field to 43% for Vegas. But rebounding and assists pretty much across the board, very even.
Well, and those turnovers were live turnovers, and that's why the Aces were able to score those easy baskets, and they had 7 points off the fast break.
So they'll jump it off, and that was an easy win for Liz Cambage. Jackie Young trying to set up Cambage, goes through her hands, trying to save it was Chelsea Gray, and Phoenix will have it.
And on those 2 possessions by the Aces, you could see right away they are looking to be aggressive inside on the offense. They're looking to attack and get the ball to Wilson and Cambage.
Yeah, we were talking about Chelsea Gray during the break, halftime break, and just one of the more enjoyable players to watch. She has that combination of being fundamentally sound and flashy at the same time. Had a couple of behind-the-back passes. Here she comes, working on the 8 assists, along with Skylar Diggins-Smith, who quietly had 8 of her own. Cambage has the size. Another block by Bree Turner. 2 rejections here in the first minute of the third quarter. Griner slides past Cambage, who did not even move her feet. It was like driving on a statue.
And Cambage does not have a foul in this game, but great footwork on the baseline by Griner going right by Cambage.
It was like they were playing freeze tag.
But the big thing is, you said Turner with 2 blocks already in this third quarter.
Deep 3, Raquana Williams.
And look at the block out.
Bree has come to play in the second half. Very quiet, sprinting ahead now in transition. She needs to be a force for Phoenix, especially in the absence of Taurasi. Going after her own miss. And now Vegas will come the other way. Phoenix on top by 1. Gray cut off. Now has an open look from 10 feet. Using that size to create space.
Yeah,
so strong.
She can just stop on a dime. I mean, her ability to handle the ball and change directions.
She's so powerful on those drives. Get anywhere on the court she wants. Griner setting the screen. Pull up Jay for Kia Nurse.
Yeah,
and comes off.
And Nurse was a little off on that shot. She was looking to pass. And, you know, you get yourself in a good position with a 15-footer, you've got to take a look and want to take that shot.
Wilson setting the screen for Jackie Young. Straight but short, bounces around and in.
Yeah, right now on the offense, the Aces have a little bit more action off their pick and rolls and just moving not only the ball better, but their bodies as far as cutting to the basket. And right now for the Mercury, they're going to get an offensive foul. Nurse running Gray right into Turner, but
offensive foul, number 0, Kia Nurse.
You know, for the Mercury, Tom, they're just kind of going on the perimeter like they did in that first quarter. And they got a lot of good shots when they were attacking and getting those mid-range jumpers and coming off screens. So they've got to do a better job, I think, getting in the lane and getting the ball to Griner. I mean, Griner was 7 and 9 in the 7 and 9 in that first half.
And now 8 of 11. Chelsea Gray defended well by Kia Nurse. And Griner pries it away from Cambage.
Yeah, Griner caught another elbow by Cambage and not happy about it.
Griner went down in the first half, took a shot to the chest. On the spin, running into traffic. Inside was Skylar, and we're going to get a jump ball. So wave off the basket.
Well, that was a late jump ball, wasn't it?
It was. First thought it might be a foul and a couple of free throws coming, and she has that evil eye going. Once again, you don't have to wonder about the emotions of Skylar Diggins-Smith.
Well, great penetration. Ball comes down, and then they don't call it till after the ball is in.
Looked like a good call, though. Asia Wilson was straight up and stuffed that first attempt by Skylar. And now another mismatch in a jump ball, which should favor Las Vegas. We have Asia and Skylar from the free throw line. And Skylar somehow kept it alive and tipped it over to Megan Walker. That's the upset of the night. Over the backboard and out of bounds on that attempt by Megan Walker. Asia Wilson, who is 6'4", and the 5'9" Skylar Diggins-Smith somehow gave her Mercury an extra possession on that jump ball. 3-point lead for Vegas, 6:20 to go here in the third. Williams looking at Asia Wilson. Defense collapse. And now a foul inside on either Petty or Kia Vaughn.
Foul number 1, Kia Vaughn.
It'll be on Kia Vaughn.
Well, the Aces know where their bread and butter is. And as talented as a team this is, Asia Wilson is their star player, obviously last year's MVP. And, you know, the way she can score and rebound, get herself to the free throw line. And they're looking to get her the ball. They're looking to get her involved. She's got 14 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 12, but it's almost like it's been very quiet. You really haven't seen that she's dominated.
And you can see that defensive philosophy for Phoenix, too, as they try to keep the ball out of the paint, driving, and one. Bucket for Jackie Young. But every time that you get Cam Beige or Asia Wilson posting up, there's 3 defenders collapsing in the lane. And Sandy Brondello talked about this in the media session before the game, saying we're much more worried about the points in the paint than we are the three-point shooting of Las Vegas.
Well, and they should. And the Aces have 20 points in the paint so far in this game and getting themselves to the free throw line.
And Vegas only 2 of 10 shooting from deep. Phoenix is 3 of 10. 3-point play for Jackie Young. Jackie having another fantastic performance against Phoenix. Had the 20 points last season, now with 15. On the drive, Shea Petty scoops it home. And she has a chance at a 3-point play.
Shea Petty, who was in the bubble last year, got cut by Washington. And Sandy Brondello and Jim Pittman picking her up was one of the really good moves.
Masterful stroke.
Yeah, and Sandy Brondello talked about how happy they are to have her as a backup point guard. She's just so shifty. Went to Temple.
Just brings that energy. Is so smart out there on the floor. Excellent defender. And she is not afraid of the big moment, the big shot. And they saw that in the playoffs last year when she hit the game winner at the buzzer against Washington to advance past that first-round elimination game. Chelsea Gray backing down, fading away. Great defense by Phoenix, forcing the miss. Back comes Shea Petty. Dribble handoff, Kia Vaughn. And the floater by Skylar Diggins-Smith drops.
Skylar Diggins having the opportunity to go to the left and using that screen by Vaughn with that little floater.
9 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds for Skylar. Baseline jumper, Cambage over Brittany Griner. And Liz Cambage, 10 points, 8 boards. Skylar cut off on the baseline by Jackie Young. Inside of 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Open look for Griner, and she pumps home the 17-footer.
Yeah, she's so confident in taking that outside shot. Pre-game, she works on that a lot.
Griner has been on target all night, 9 of 12 shooting. Back comes Jackie Young. These teams heating it up offensively.
There's a gunfight going on right now.
17 for Jackie. Her career high 21 last week against Seattle. That's in jeopardy. Breaking free, Petty, and she puts it in. Back and forth they go. Offensive fireworks here in the third quarter. Gray takes it back from Asia Wilson. Shut down by Petty, but somehow on the reversal. Reaches out and spins it off the glass.
And there's a perfect example of the kind of shots that she can make, not only by the basket, but, you know, just when the shot clock is going off.
Deep shot, down it goes. Skylar. Well, we don't have a statistician with us, but it feels like the last 10 shots by both teams have hit rock bottom.
Yeah, Skylar's got that nice high arch.
Jackie Young, a rare miss here in the third, and that was halfway down. Skylar Diggins-Smith already with the double-double, 12 points, 10 assists, and then Kia Vaughn trying to set the pick. And the foul will be on Chelsea Gray. Phoenix will still have it when we come back. Tied up at 58 here in the third quarter. Without their heartbeat, Diana Taurasi, who's out for the next 4 weeks with a fractured sternum. Phoenix hanging with the Aces, tied at 58. Skylar Diggins-Smith, her 7th career double-double. And we still have 3.5 minutes to go here in the third. Flips it up, just comes off the front iron. 12 points, 10 assists. 12 assists is her career high. Chelsea Gray still with the 8 that she had in the first half. Hamby over to Jackie Young, steps in front of the three-point line, and a moving screen on De'Erica Hamby will give it to Phoenix.
Well, you mentioned at halftime, you and I were talking that Griner and Vaughn for the Mercury both had 2 fouls, and now the Aces kind of picking up some fouls. Wilson's got 3. Raquana Williams has 2. Oh, those are assists, but only 2 fouls really in foul trouble is Hamby. Those assists and fouls are right next to each other.
Kia Vaughn, very effective in her first game back this season after playing in Turkey. Scoop shot, circus shot, wouldn't drop for Skylar. Back the other way, up ahead, Raquana Williams whips it into Hamby. Hamby going to work quickly on Bree Turner, who picks up her 3rd block. 3rd block here in the 3rd quarter. The Bree-jections are coming fast and furious.
Her career high is 6. She's halfway there.
Petty using the screen, popping, Kia Vaughn, and pops the shot.
Kia Vaughn has looked so sharp in this game for only having 1 shoot-around today.
Unbelievable. You wondered about her conditioning, how sharp she would be. She has been fantastic. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists already for Kia Vaughn. Back comes Jackie Young. Jackie Young now with 19.
Well, I tell you, the Irish, Notre Dame is doing it. Young, Diggins, Smith, and Turner.
It's been a big 3rd quarter for Notre Dame.
Muffet McGraw is very happy right now.
Skylar Diggins Smith, Jackie Young, Bree Turner, and the big trio for the Golden Domers. Off the glass, another assist for Chelsea Gray.
Yeah, Gray does a nice job on the penetration and just holds up just a little bit to draw the defense and freezes them with a nice pass to Wilson.
And Asia now has 16 for Las Vegas. 2-point game. Biggest lead has been 8 for Las Vegas. Phoenix led by 2 at 1 point. Deep 3 for Shea. Wouldn't drop. Cleared by Asia. Up ahead, Chelsea Gray. Crossing over. Petty runs into the screen. Young thought about the 3. Instead, top of the key. Buries it. Jackie Young is just burning up with 21 points. 8 of 11 shooting.
Before this season even started, Asia Wilson was saying Jackie Young needs to be the most improved player because, as I said, she played 22 games last year and didn't have a start.
Yeah, it's old school basketball too with Las Vegas, not relying on 3s. Only 2 3-pointers in this game. Baseline jumper, and Shea Petty drills the 3-pointer. And Petty now brings it back to within 1. And with the rebuttal, it's Raquana Williams. The potent offenses of the Mercury and Aces on display here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Williams sat a lot in that first half.
Petty weaving across picks and drills another.
Boy, Skylar Diggins came out limping, and now you got Gray limping. People are knocking knees.
And Petty off the bench in double figures. She's punched in 4 times, 4 of 7 from the field. She has a 3, couple of assists and 10 points. The bench production, needing that with Taurasi out. Final seconds, 3rd quarter, and a holding foul on Sophie Cunningham with 2.5 seconds to go. She was in between playing behind Asia Wilson and trying to front her with that right arm. 2nd foul on Sophie, but Las Vegas not in the bonus, so they'll inbound it on the side with 2.5. And Griner will quickly return along with Kia Nurse. A little bit more size for the final seconds, and defensively, every possession you can tell in this game will count. Zip it into Cambage, trouble with the handle. Turning and firing was Raquana Williams, and we are headed to the 4th quarter after an electric 3rd period here in downtown Phoenix. We are back in a 2-point game. Aces on top of the Mercury. Let's look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. CBS Sports Network, Friday, May 28th. LA at Chicago at 8 o'clock Eastern. Minnesota and Seattle at 10 o'clock Eastern. Then Tuesday, June 1st, Mercury and the Sky at 8:30, followed by the Fever and Seattle Storm at 10:30. Start of the 4th quarter. It's been a fantastic, tight battle between the Mercury and this Aces team. Petty hits the floor, fires up the air ball, and Las Vegas will have it. Now the bench scoring for Phoenix, 10 from Petty, 8 from Kia Vaughn. Outscoring the Vegas bench, as you pointed out during the break, Annie, 18-4.
Well, Petty coming into this game was shooting 57% from three-point range, and this is a Mercury team that averages 23 threes a game, and the ace is knocking down another shot. But with Taurasi out, she was a third of scoring from three-point range.
Destiny Slocum took a shot to the face. And a big rebound there by Raquana Williams. Jackie Young has been dicing up the Mercury defense with those mid-range jumpers. Flips it into the corner. There's Slocum. Back iron boarded by Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah, Cunningham did a nice job stepping in to keep Slocum from rebounding.
And now it's Sophie driving baseline. Petty thought about the three, puts it on the floor, off the glass and in.
I love that shot off the glass.
12 points for Shea Petty.
And that was all because of Cunningham off that drive. And you'd like to see the Mercury players dive to the basket when somebody's driving down the baseline like that.
Another missed three for Vegas. They've missed 11 of their 14 shots from far away. Phoenix just 5 of 14. Nurse spins, loses her balance, turns it over. Turner recovers defensively on Jackie Young. Bree Turner 3 blocks in the third quarter. Now Cambage trying to back down Griner. Shoulder shake, lost the dribble.
Double dribble?
Double team. Petty was there to help. Now Petty on the push. And we'll get a kick. And Phoenix will have it on the side.
I thought that was a double dribble by Cambage.
There looked like a couple of violations on that possession.
Well, again, Griner staying down on the ground, doing a good job avoiding a foul. And Petty off to the races and really didn't see the defense behind her. She was so focused in front, but the Mercury coming up with the ball out of bounds.
Megan Walker out there now for Phoenix with Skylar Diggins-Smith, Brittany Griner, Bree Turner, and Shea Petty, the 5 on the floor. Skylar finds Brittany, one dribble and a head-on collision with Cambage, who is busted for the foul.
Well, Griner had the 15-foot shot, which she's been shooting, and decides, hey, I'm putting it on the floor. I got a little space here. And it closed up pretty quick with Cambage not being able to get there quick enough.
Well, and Cambage making national news, world news, when she took exception to comments made by Connecticut head coach Kurt Miller during a game on Sunday. Miller apologized to Liz and to the Aces, but not before Liz Cambage had a fiery rant on Instagram, even a threatening rant. Very fired up, obviously. Kurt Miller was fined and suspended 1 game after making reference to the size and weight of Liz Cambage.
Well, she doesn't hold back. I mean, she's been playing on the national team since she was 16 years old, and so many people compared her to Lauren Jackson, and who Lauren Jackson is going into the Naismith Hall of Fame with Yolanda Griffith and Val Ackerman coming up, and Tamika Catchings just went in along with Kim Mulkey. But, you know, she said, I'm not Lauren Jackson. I don't play like that. I don't have that kind of body. And so there was a lot of pressure on her when she was young, and when she got drafted here in the WNBA to Tulsa, it was not what she wanted.
Ball fake and bucket by Brittany Griner. Well set up, too, by Bree Turner, who had it underneath the basket. Excellent bounce pass to Brittany.
Yeah, Griner having a heck of a game, 23 points, 8 rebounds right now, but she's 10 of 14. She's getting the ball in her hands.
Slocum.
Nice job by the defense on the Mercury. Slocum got inside the lane, thought that Cambage was going to look for the pass, and Cambage was looking for the rebound.
Yeah, and Cambage thought this was going to be a shot by Slocum. Back to Brittany Griner's move.
Yeah, Griner, again, looking for that outside shot, and the defense goes for the pump fake and gives a little dribble wide open for Griner.
Floater by Skylar from about 14 feet, batted out. She kept it alive. So good at not giving up on plays. Little hand check on the drive, and the bucket by Skylar.
Well, her teammates this year, especially Kia Nurse and Megan Walker, said, look, she is so fun to watch because she gets inside, and when she's in the lane, she finishes.
And finishing again, Jackie Young cannot miss. 10 of 14, her career high 25. Skylar on the move. Sets up Walker. A little wide right. Boy, we talk about the battle of the Titans with Griner and Cambage, but the point guard battle here has been fascinating with Skylar and Chelsea Gray. Fourth block by Bree Turner. She would have none of that, and it went off of Chelsea Gray. A block machine in the second half. Bree Turner for Phoenix.
Well, the one thing about Turner, too, she blocks with either hand and does such a great job avoiding body contact.
It has just been a sensational game between Vegas and Phoenix. 2-point lead for the Mercury, highly competitive. As Walker drives in, too strong off the glass. Stars on display showing their talents. And a player like Jackie Young, who is a budding star, leading everybody with 25 points. Griner, 23 points for Phoenix. Chelsea Gray dumps it down to Cambage. Quick feed along the baseline, and it goes out of bounds off of Hamby.
Boy, what a good play by the Aces, and a nice pass, a little drop pass by Cambage, showing her ability to pass the ball, but Hamby can't hold on to it, so a break for the Mercury.
Hamby's been very quiet offensively. He's only taken one shot and missed that. They haven't needed her scoring as much with the production from Jackie Young. Shot clock to 3, down to 2. Griner has to hurry and fires it in.
Probably not the shot they wanted, but they'll take it. Give the Aces credit, they kept the Mercury out of the lane, and they had to go for that shot.
25 for Griner on a swivel as Cambage thwarted there by BG.
Yeah, that's a tough defensive play by BG. A lot of times she gets herself in trouble, always trying to block with the right hand.
Great feed, Skylar to Kia Vaughn. Had a little trouble with the handle, and now Griner pushed out of that low block, trying to spin on Cambage. Double team help from Hamby, and they force the turnover.
And that's where Walker cannot just stand there. She's got to help Brittany Griner out.
Oh boy, poor defense, and yet Chelsea Gray blows the layup. Phoenix gave her an open path, and then she drills a 3. Chelsea Gray, her numbers just have been eye-popping with the 9 assists and now 13 points and just the 4th 3-point hit for Vegas.
Yeah, but Gray is their most consistent 3-point shooter, shooting over 45%.
Look at that. She misses a wide-open layup and steps out and drains a 3. Shot clock winding down again. Deep shot by Walker.
Yeah, the Mercury not getting into their offense the last few possessions down court, and they need to be a little bit more executing their offense.
Spinning, rising up, Young. Good defense by Skylar. Diggins Smith, 14 points, 11 assists, brings it into the front court.
Yeah, both teams playing some good defense.
Skylar, pull up from the left elbow on the southpaw. Drains the 2.
Yeah, what a heady play by Skylar Diggins Smith as far as she got the break going in there and then stopped and saw it was wide open, because once you get too deep, it closes up pretty quick.
Wilson right back off the back iron. Another rip for Griner.
Griner and Diggins Smith both with double-doubles.
11th rebound for Brittany. Griner from deep, rebounded by Hamby. Out of the pack now, gives it to Chelsea Gray. Sprinting back defensively, Megan Walker to cover up on Gray and helps to force that miss. And now Griner,
like,
a little tug of war there with
Griner
Asia
got
Wilson.
Hit again. Physical game.
A terrific game. Phoenix up by 3, 2:35 to go. And down the stretch we go with Phoenix on top by 3, 2:35 to go. Kia Vaughn, her first game back this season for the Mercury. has been effective off the bench with her 8 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Petty with 12 off the bench, helping to support Griner and Skylar, who have also led the way for Phoenix.
And we talked about before this game, Diana Taurasi out with that fracture in her sternum, and who is going to step up? And right now it's been Griner and Diggins Smith, but it's been collective. Petty and Vaughn off the bench have been huge.
And just a totally different Phoenix Mercury team from their home opener a few nights ago against Connecticut. Just came out flat. Not tonight, not against the Aces. Shot clock at 3, down to 2. Chelsea Gray pumps it up and in. Big shot, Chelsea.
Exactly, that's a great name for her. She's done it her whole career.
Just raving about her play, her distribution, the ability to get anywhere she wants onto the court. And that pass too high for Griner from Kia Vaughn. 2 minutes to go. Could be a costly turnover for Phoenix.
Yeah, the 12th turnover for the Mercury.
Only 9 turnovers for Las Vegas.
But it's the points that the Aces have scored off those turnovers.
Jackie Young having a career night with 25. Out on the right wing. Gray fires up from top of the key. Rebounded by Hamby. Spins free of Kia Vaughn. Terrific move by De'Erica Hamby. And that was a costly turnover for Phoenix because it turned into 2 points for Vegas. We'll get a timeout with 1:41 to go.
Now this is an Aces team. They've got Wilson averages 8 rebounds, Cambage over 7, and Hamby averages just about 7, and that is one of the biggest rebounds for her in this game.
What a sweet spin, and her first bucket of the night.
Yeah, she's got 3 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists.
Back-to-back 6th Woman of the Year in 2019, and again last year in the Wubble. And who can forget her epic playoff game winner from midcourt to eliminate Chicago 2 years ago, the Heavenly Heave.
Well, she had a double-double this year against LA where she had 17 points and 10 rebounds.
So there you have the Liberty on top. Connecticut finally picking up their first loss to Seattle. And the Sky starting 2-2, but so much talent on that team, young talent, and then adding Candace Parker.
And for New York, they just lost Natasha Howard with her knee issue.
Who had left Seattle. Griner, dribble handoff to Diggins Smith. Shot clock at 10. Touch feed, Bree into Brittany for the bucket.
Good patience by the Mercury, and Griner was working hard to stay low, and Wilson was defending. Cambage is out of the game, and so good move by the Mercury to go inside.
Went high-low, and Griner sealing the defender for the easy 2. 27 points for Brittany. Scoop shot, and it rolls in for Hamby. Back-to-back buckets for De'Erica after not scoring all night. Back to a 1-point Vegas lead. Inside of a minute to go here in the 4th. High screen by Griner, but it's a moving screen. She dropped that shoulder into Chelsea Gray.
Well, and the hard part with screeners today is one, a lot of times they don't set the screen. And not only they, and then the other one, they're getting there, and then the guard leaves to, whoever the ball handler is, leaves too early and puts that screener in a really difficult situation.
And when you're 6'9", this is easy to catch. When you throw that shoulder in, you have to remain stationary. Working around the perimeter, Raquana Williams very quiet. Fouled on the release by Skylar Diggins Smith. And that will result in, I believe that was a 3-point attempt for Williams.
Yeah. Williams gets Diggins Smith up in the air, and as Skylar comes back, she reaches back, and whether she gets her in her hand, but Williams sells it and gets the call and gets to the free throw line.
3 free throws coming
and right now
for Raquana, who's 2 of 2 at the line coming into this game.
Well, right now it's just been too many turnovers by the Mercury. 13 turnovers, and the Aces have taken advantage. 21 points.
Williams doesn't shoot a lot of free throws because she spends a lot of her time out at the 3-point line. But she calmly sinks the first. She can give the Aces a 4-point lead. There's the second. Las Vegas now 12 of 14 from the line. Phoenix is a perfect 10 of 10 at the stripe.
Well, they're number 3 in the league in free throw shooting 83%, and she is now 5 for 5 for the season.
Those new additions to this Aces team, last 5 years in LA along with Chelsea Gray, and she comes over to join Bill Laimbeer's squad.
Well, and as you said earlier, they're missing Kelsey Plum, who missed all of last season and was really starting to kind of get a groove. And as you said, she's with the 3-on-3 USA team. But there's several players on these two teams that are going to be in the Olympics, whether for Australia or the United States or Canada. And so we're getting a high quality of play, I think, in this game for sure.
And you had mentioned Angel McCautry as well, who had a bounce-back season, then tore her ACL. She also missed the entire 2019 season with the knee injury, but saying it's not over yet. I have tons of basketball left to play for Angel McCautry, at her and Kelsey Plum. I mean, you look around the league, Annie, there are some stacked rosters around the league. I mean, we talk about Connecticut, and they were without Alyssa Thomas in the game against Phoenix, and they destroyed the Mercury.
Yeah, and Jasmine Thomas did not come back on that first game. She missed, and then Brianna January was out on the second game that they played against the Mercury. And as you said, Alyssa Thomas out for the season with an Achilles. And Alicia Clark, who went from Seattle to Washington, she's out with a foot injury. Elena Deladon recovering from back surgery. Amanda Zawi B in LA now. She's out with the back. I mean, there is a whole list that I was looking at. And Bria Hartley hoping to come back for the Mercury as Diana Trossi. And Trossi, you know, she's going to be 39 next month. And, I mean, she still has it. But, you know, she's really had to fight a lot of injuries throughout her career. And what just amazes me is how she played in those 2 games after having that injury to her sternum.
Yep. Sustained the injury at Connecticut, played 2 more games, now out 4 weeks. Petty sent away by Cam Beige. Tried the reverse, and then going for the jump ball was Skylar Diggins-Smith in the backcourt. And look at the emotion from Chelsea Gray.
Well, Petty did a nice job as far as driving to the basket, but, you know, Cam Beige was all over her like an umbrella. And she just waited for Petty and knew that she was going to do that reverse. What you would have liked to have seen, too, is somebody from the Mercury kind of dive down, and if Petty had kept her dribble. And unfortunately right now for the Mercury, they're sending the Aces back to the free throw line where they're 13 of 15. And as you said, Jackie Young, career high 26 points right now.
Boy, these late turnovers and then costly fouls. The foul on Skylar Diggins-Smith, sending Raquana Williams to the line for 3, and now 2 more free throws from Jackie Young.
And we talked about at halftime, one of the keys for the Mercury in this game was to be aggressive in this second half. They only had 3 shots at the free throw line in this second half. They were 10 of 10, but they didn't get there enough.
And then Skylar misfires on the 3. Vegas in control here in the final 15 seconds, and Phoenix not even looking to foul. In a 6-point game, they're just going to let them dribble it out. So that's going to do it. Vegas, in a tight contest most of the way, pulls away at the end with free throws and some costly Phoenix turnovers. So the Aces win at 85-79, led by Jackie Young's career-high 27 points, 27 and 11 rebounds for Brittany Griner. Phoenix falls to 2 and 3. The Aces now 3 and 2. Back with more after this. Tom Leander, the Hall of Famer Ann Myers-Drysdale, back here in downtown Phoenix after the Aces polished off Phoenix late, winning at 85-79. And first thing we got to talk about, the turnovers for Phoenix down the stretch, but throughout the game as well, Annie. 13 turnovers led to 24 points for the Aces.
Yeah, and they were all, a lot of them were live turnovers, and even off the dead ball turnovers, it was the fact that the Aces took advantage of that and were able to score off that. And that's certainly one thing that Sandy Brondello, I'm sure the team is going to watch film, and they've really got to shore up the turnovers, because even in the beginning of the season, they've had key gains against Connecticut, and they've turned the ball over way too many times, and it hasn't been because of the pressure defense.
And you worried about the emotional state of the Phoenix Mercury. They just found out yesterday that Tarazi's out 4 weeks with a fractured sternum. One of your questions and everybody's question going into this game, who would step up? Well, Brittany Griner certainly did in this game. She did not play well in the home opener against Connecticut, but has 27 points and 11 rebounds in this one, right past the statue, Liz Cambage on that one, but 12 of 16 from the field for BG.
Yeah, and block shots too, but it took her a little while. I thought the first quarter she was a little slow on what she wanted to do, and Cambage was really being physical with her. So I think the Mercury did a nice job as far as adjusting their offense and how to get the ball to Brittany Griner. She knocked down some open looks facing the basket, like 10 to 15 footers, and that was big for her to open up her game a little bit more.
And when you face Las Vegas, you worry about their bigs, and Cambage and Asia Wilson, both very effective, but not like Jackie Young. In her career game of 27 points, what I like most about it, she didn't even need a three-pointer. She was 10 of 15 from the field and hit all 7 of her free throws.
Well, kind of like a la Simone Augustus, who just retired from the LA Sparks, had a great career, but people talk about, well, you can't shoot a three-pointer. Well, I don't need to. And Jackie Young did not need to shoot a three-pointer. And what makes this Las Vegas Aces team so dangerous is there's such balance. And you talk about Asia Wilson, the MVP, and Cambage in her size, and yet it was Jackie Young who stepped up today, and they can go to anybody that's going to be a star in the game.
And a mesmerizing matchup of the point guards, too. Skylar Diggins-Smith with the double-double, 16 points, 11 assists. Chelsea Gray 1 assist away from her own double-double. We thought both those players might notch their career high in assists because each had 8 at the half.
Well, and certainly for the Mercury, the turnovers. There were just too many turnovers. And rebounding, 36 rebounds to 33, with the Aces winning that. But those rebounds were keys in getting their fast break going. And I thought a lot of times, too, the Mercury, in their offense, they were a little disjointed.
Annie, great to be with you. Thank you to Brianna Jonellis, Peyton Wignes, Dave Google, Peyton Wignes, Grappy, Greg Miller, and our producer-director, Ryan Bafalukas. For the Hall of Famer Ann Myers-Drysdale, Tom Leander saying good night from downtown Phoenix. Aces win it over the Mercury.